What's the most disturbing phone call you've ever received? My phone buzzed at 3 a.m., and something about seeing my missing friend's name made my skin crawl. I answered, my voice shaking, and said, hello? Static crackled through the speaker before Anaya's voice came through saying, you should come back. The session isn't over. The line went dead. I sat there breathing hard. Anaya had missed our last therapy session 3 weeks ago without explanation. We'd been working through guilt from our car accident that killed 3 people when I was texting behind the wheel. I paced until morning, unable to sleep. When I stumbled to the bathroom, I froze at the mirror. Gray streaked through my hair and deep lines carved around my eyes. A sharp medicinal smell burned my nostrils. My hands shook as I drove to our therapy building. The chemical smell grew stronger with each mile. When I arrived, the building looked faded and abandoned. I walked through the lobby but noticed a basement door standing open. The smell poured out from down there, drawing me forward. My legs carried me down the stairs. Glass cases lined the hallway. One display made me stop cold. Anaya's journal sat open, her handwriting covering yellowed pages about our accident. Every detail was there. Screeching brakes, exploding glass, blood covering everything. I leaned closer to read the date. March 15, 2004. My hands pressed against the glass. Our accident had happened just 7 months ago, not 20 years. My reflection in the glass showed someone I didn't recognize. White fabric flickered under my shirt like a hospital gown trying to surface. I stumbled backward and ran up the stairs. I spent 3 days locked in my apartment as my face continued changing. The antiseptic stench filled every room. I called everyone I knew, but every number went to disconnected voicemails. By the 4th day, I couldn't fight the urge. I drove back to that building, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. This time, I found a door I hadn't noticed before. It opened into a room filled with hospital beds draped in white sheets, nameplates mounted above them. Medical equipment hummed in corners. Anaya sat in the center, looking exactly like she had in 2004, unmarked by time. When she saw me, her face lit up and she said, you came back to me. I've been waiting here forever. I tried to run, but my legs felt like lead. My arms hung at my sides while the machine beeped steadily. Anaya stood and pointed to an empty bed with my nameplate above it. Her voice dropped to a whisper, and she said, the accident put you here, and you've been running ever since. My throat closed up as I screamed and said, what are you talking about? Anaya stepped closer, her form becoming more solid, saying, you never left that car after the crash. You've been in a coma for 20 years, and you created me to hide from what happened. The room tilted sideways. The beds flickered between sterile white and medical equipment covered in tubes and wires. Everything suddenly clicked together. Anaya moved closer, making the air feel thick, and she said, I'm the part of your mind that's protecting you from the pain, but your body's dying now. The machine's beeping turned frantic. Muffled voices echoed from somewhere far away, desperate but unclear. The truth clawed its way up from my chest. I forced the words out, and I said, I caused the accident because I was texting while driving. Anaya died because of me. Then another voice cut through everything else, clearer than the rest. Someone was crying beyond this place, saying, please don't give up. We're still here. The voice called from the real world, filled with years of waiting. My muscles unlocked. I pulled away from Anaya's reaching hands, yelling, I have to face what I did. I'm not hiding anymore. Anaya's face twisted as she snarled, saying, the pain's gonna destroy you. I screamed back, saying, that's better than being your prisoner. I ran toward the pain and reality, breaking through the lies I'd built. Everything crumbled as Anaya's voice turned into a horrible shriek. I pushed through dissolving walls toward bright light. The beeping grew louder, dragging me up from where I'd been hiding for 20 years. Bright light crashed over me, and I gasped like I'd been underwater. Faces appeared above mine, older with gray hair and worry lines. Tears ran down their cheeks. Someone whispered, their voice breaking, and said, you're awake. After all this time, you're finally awake. The guilt crushed down on my chest. Anaya had lost her life when I crashed the car, distracted by funny text messages that I can't even recall, and I've been hiding from that truth. But this guilt felt real now, not the twisted version my mind created.